Hi, I'm Cassie Spencer. I'm a piano teacher. Obviously, you found my website, so welcome. I thought I'd make a little introductory video so I can introduce myself and talk a little bit about my teaching style, the curriculum that I teach with, along with the books that I use, and hopefully answer any questions you might have regarding practicing and pianos and keyboards and all that good stuff. So first things first, a little bit about myself. I'm 22 and I've been teaching about 3.5 years now, since December 2014. I started off teaching through a company, and I started to get my own students in March of 2016. So it's been a couple years now that I've been teaching privately, and I quit the company last year in October. And I currently have 43 students, so quite a handful, but I love it, and I'm always looking for more. So please don't hesitate to reach out, and if you want to try piano lessons for you or your kid or kids, and I'd be happy to fit you into my schedule. So I started studying piano when I was 10 years old, so it's been 12 years now. I had several teachers growing up and didn't quite find the right fit for me for a couple years, and then I found the best teacher for me, and it was wonderful. His name was Larry Elliott, and that was in Madison, Wisconsin, where I'm originally from. And I progressed and excelled and just totally fell in love with piano and never wanted to quit. And then I moved to California and started teaching. So in regards to my teaching style, I definitely take more of a fun and upbeat approach to teaching piano, just because I feel that that's the way that kids learn the best, is when they're having fun and enjoying themselves, versus thinking of piano as being a chore and something they don't want to do. So I really like to bring that energy and enthusiasm into piano, because I feel that's really the best way for anyone to learn. Now, I wouldn't say I'm strict per se, but I definitely encourage practicing every single day, as it's vital in your growth and progression as a musician and as a student, and so it's very important to practice every day. So we'll emphasize that a lot in lessons. But I definitely am more flexible. I know that every student is different, and I try my best to adapt to my students' needs. And if some students I have are more busy and won't have as much time to practice as they would like, and that's okay. And even if it's just 15 minutes a day, it's better than nothing. So the curriculum that I use is the Faber method, and it has 4 books. So there's a lesson book, a technique book, a theory book, and a performance book. So each of these books targets a specific area of piano that needs to be worked on. So the lesson book is the one that I use to teach my students with during our lessons. I usually won't assign anything out of the lesson book. It's just there for the lessons. And then the technique book works on finger exercises to help build dexterity and finger strength in each student. And the theory book is mostly just written stuff, so students will learn how to draw notes and draw clefs, and there's also some ear training exercises that I'll do with my students that are in there, and along with some sight reading exercises as well. And then finally, the performance book is just full of songs that the student will learn that get progressively harder as the student progresses in the books. And I also have a separate curriculum for my younger students below the age of 5, and it has a lesson book and a writing book, so just 2 books. And it's more geared towards younger kids, so then there's more games and fun stuff in there to keep them interested. So there's that as well. And one other thing that I do that my students really seem to love, this has been a really big hit, is I actually have an award system. So I give piano points for when my students practice. This is fun for my students, and it's just a little extra incentive to practice where they can earn points as they keep practicing each week, and eventually they'll work up enough points where they can get a prize. A little bit of inspiration, if you will, to practice a bit more. So just that added incentive can really help go a long way with practicing. So one question that I tend to get a lot from students or potential students is if keyboards are okay to start out on. And I'm going to tell you right now that absolutely keyboards are fine to start out on. Of course, I would recommend eventually upgrading to an acoustic piano if you're able to do so. And one more thing that I forgot to mention earlier on is that I actually host 2 recitals a year, And this is a really great way for students to show off their abilities and how much they've progressed over the months or years. And it's always a lot of fun to see my students get up there on stage and perform, and I think they have a lot of fun with it too. Sometimes they might get a bit nervous beforehand, and that's totally normal, but then they get up there and they do great and perform in front of everyone, and then I think afterwards they're always really glad that they did it. And so it's just a really great experience for them, so I like to do that. Thank you so much for coming to my website and inquiring about me and watching my video. And if you made it all the way to the end, then I'm madly impressed. And so feel free to browse around my website a little bit more, visit the other pages. I have some testimonial videos and even some videos of me playing on there. Don't hesitate to contact me either. You can fill out a contact form on my website, and my number is also listed on there. So thank you so much again, and I hope to hear from you soon.